Welcome to Parsnips and Parsimony. I am Art.
And I'm Janelle. And this video is just going to be a little bit about our story of how we managed to pay off our house and be completely debt-free.
When I got my first job, it was about 30 miles away from where I grew up, so I chose to buy a house. The first house I bought, it had ugly brown shag carpet, and it was $36,000. It was a decent house, but it was really ugly.
Do we have any pictures of that house?
I think we might have some. Maybe we can put some pictures in there for you.
Put them in here for you guys to see.
So
it was only 36?
$36,000.
Wow.
Yes, and I paid the house off in, I think it was 4 years. I worked really hard, and like every extra penny went to paying off the house. I took out the brown shag carpet, and I did some work on the house. I painted it. I made it look nice. And then I sold the house for about $90,000.
How much money did you actually put? You paid $36,000 for the house. How much money did you actually spend on repairs? And
probably, I'm going to say $15,000 on repairs, and most of it I did myself.
Profited about $45,000?
About that.
$50,000?
But I put a lot of work into it. I did hire out the floors. It had nice wood floors.
Gorgeous wood floors.
So I hired that out, and they did an excellent job, and they really made the house look nice. When I went to sell it, it was fairly easy to sell. And then I moved to New York. I bought a house for about the same price.
We actually ended up with two choices. What was the price on that other one?
Which, the one on Conridge Road?
Yeah, was that $129,000?
Something like that. I don't
and then we had another house, which was smaller, didn't need as much repairs, and that was $89,000?
Yeah, it was about the same price that I sold the other one for.
We had a conversation. Do you remember that conversation? Which house should we get? The $129,000, you would have to borrow money out to start the business, but we could have still had it without a mortgage, or we could have bought the smaller house for the $89,000, which had a really cute charm factor to it, and then he could be totally debt free. And that was something that we had to figure out. Do we want the little bit bigger house that needs a little bit more repairs with the debt, or smaller and debt free?
So we chose smaller and debt free.
Yes.
Debt free when you are first opening up a business is a very good thing. In the course of time, we decided that we probably need a bigger house. Looking back, though, we probably could have stuck with a smaller house for longer.
We were looking for something very specific in a very specific area, and we had, as Art was working, we had taken as much money as we could and saved it. So when this house came up, it originally had a humongous price tag, like totally out of our price range. And we had looked at other houses in the area. You remember the ones over in the neighborhood?
We made 2 offers, and we got outbid on both of them.
The market was extremely hot at that time, and so there was always bidding wars, and we'd even bid higher than they were asking, and we were getting outbid, and there was just a lot of emotional drama. Again, we had saved up, so we had the equity in our current home. We owned it totally debt-free, so we had that to put toward a new home, and then plus whatever else we had saved up. So when this one came up, it really had a bad case of the uglies.
It was ugly.
It was really
And
ugly.
another thing it had was brown shag carpet.
I'm seeing a trend here.
Yes.
And it had a smell, too.
Yes, I like houses with brown shag carpet because it drops them into my price range.
I wish I could, I don't know if I can find the pictures for you guys, but this house, what you see now, is nothing like when we got it. There's really, 3 original rooms in here that we haven't touched. One is our bedroom. Our bedroom is acceptable to me. At some point, we would like to redo it. Then the hallway going to the girls' bedroom, that's original. We haven't touched that.
No, we did. We pulled out the carpet.
Oh, that's right. That had carpet. And then the boys' room, that we haven't touched that. That's still got the original wallpaper and paint. So at some point we want to touch those rooms. But when we purchased this house, we didn't have enough money saved up. And we had this decision. Do we want to put a mortgage on our home?
When we bought this house, no bank wanted to give us a loan because we were a small business. And ended up, don't try this at home, we bought this house on a credit card. And yes, that sounds like an extremely bad idea. However, it was about $30,000, and I got the no interest for 1 year. Was it 2 years? I think it was 2 years.
Yeah,
no
interest.
interest.
It was 2 years.
Turned out we ended up paying off the house in 2.5 years. And when the interest finally struck, like 19% interest, we had like $6,000 left to pay off the house. And Janelle said to me, do you want to get another credit card or something to put the house on a lower percentage rate? And I said, no, I want to pay 19% interest because I guarantee you, if I'm paying 19% interest, I'm not paying 19% interest very long.
That's not something that would work for everybody.
No.
We should just...
Yes.
Maybe we should have the disclaimer, don't try this at home.
Right, yeah.
You know, we know who we are and what type of discipline we have financially, and we knew that would be the best incentive for us to pay it off very quickly.
You have to do what works for you.
With that 19% interest, you need to start thinking, so if I'm going to buy myself, I'm just going to pick my favorite item, a brand new purse. It's the purse price tag plus 19%. Think about that, because, right?
19% per year.
Right, because you're buying the purse, you're not putting that towards your mortgage or your credit card payment or whatever it is. And so when you have that mindset that suddenly everything that you're buying extra or things that you think you need is actually being paid with you have an interest rate, so you're actually paying more than you think you're paying. That really, for me, it halts all extra spending. I mean, so for those 6 months, I don't think we paid anything other than our heating, electric, food, insurance. I mean, we're talking bare bones because we knew we were paying that 19% interest rate, which is huge. We are currently debt-free, mortgage-free, and many of you guys are very much self-employed, and you understand how when you're self-employed, things change like this. They constantly fluctuate.
For us, we have seasonal work and we also have seasonal income.
If we had a monthly mortgage payment, we would either have to plan up for the dry times or we just shrivel up and die. So thankful that we don't have a mortgage, because with COVID, that would have been very, very difficult. And it's allowed us to be able to save accordingly, to prepare for expenses in our home, such as when we had to replace the roof, and then we had to do the furnace, and then we had to buy the 12-passenger van. It helped us to be able to save up for those expenditures without having to go into debt. So that's our story. We hope we are inspiring some of you to get out of debt, to live debt-free, paying off your mortgage at a high speed. It can be intense, it can be crazy, but it will be one of the most freeing experiences in your life, and it allows you to live such a better life when you do not have any debt.
I think the big secret is to get creative. Do things that other people don't or won't do. Make it work. If you have the attitude that nothing will work, then nothing will work. But if you have the attitude that I can come up with a creative solution to the problem, then you probably will be able to come up with a creative solution.
I think a lot of it is all lifestyle. You know, if you look at your budget and say, wow, I don't have any room to pay off any extra. Well, relook at your budget. I mean, with very critical eyes. Honestly, do you need a eating out budget right now? I mean, you think about it, for us, we would eat our grocery budget in one meal.
Yes, we would.
Just because that's the price that it takes to feed this many people when you go out to eat. And are you willing to cut that out? I mean, maybe you only budget $50. I don't know. It's probably more than that, an eat out budget, right?
You don't even know, because we don't know what to eat.
I mean, but say your eating out budget is $50, or maybe it's $100. Take that $100 times it by 12 months. That's $600 or $1,200 that you could put towards your mortgage. And this one might even hurt too. Cable TV. I know someone that spends well over $200 a month on their cable TV bill. And this person is not home most of the time. Take that $200, cut it back. I mean, either drop cable or just do a streaming service. I mean, there's some streaming services that are very, very inexpensive out there. Say you can take $150 and cut that off of your expenses. $150 times 12 is $1,800?
$1,800, yes.
$1,800. I mean, right there, cable TV and your eating out budget, what is that? Almost $3,000. You know, depending, I mean, these are rough numbers, but you're looking at close to $3,000 a year that you could save on just those two items alone. So really look at your budget with a critical eye, and I mean critical. And if you really want to take it to the next level, ask a friend to look at your budget and ask them what they would suggest or what they would cut out. Because sometimes someone else looking at your numbers could say, do you really need this in your budget? And then, you know, that lifestyle's not gone. It's just until you get everything paid off. And then you can be debt free. You have, I mean, think of, I don't know, how much money do people pay for mortgages? What's a mortgage? Average mortgage these days?
$1,000 a month, I'm guessing. I don't know.
Or more?
Maybe more. It depends.
I don't know.
House, I guess.
You know, and it probably depends on where you live in the
And your taxes.
United States.
Probably a lot of different factors.
That's true.
And also another thing, train your children, because if your children have a lot of money saved up, they can put a big down payment on a house. If they have nothing, well, then they're paying the higher interest rates and all that stuff. And it's a lot more expensive if you start out with nothing than if you start out with a $50,000 down payment.
Living really inexpensively is just a season in your life until you can get that all paid off. And then you take that money that you're paying off and all of a sudden you can start saving that. You can bless others with charitable donations. I mean, there are so many ways you can take, say, that $1,500 a month payment that you're making. That what a huge, huge amount that is. Or maybe you can choose a job that maybe is closer to home. You have more family time. Even if it has lower pay, but you can still run on it because you don't have any debt. And then you're being able to bless your family, your kids, and those around you. All right, thanks so much for watching. Let us know in the comments, or if the comments are here over on the community page, how you guys are doing with your debt-free journey. And we would love to cheer on all of you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a fabulous day, and we'll see you for our next video. Bye.